Everybody, we getting back on here live. Greetings, Banff Warriors. Greetings. Greg is here. So are you. It's a whole new season, ain't it? Spring. Welcome to spring. Who's ready to spring forward in life? Are you springing forward in life? Welcome, everybody. It is time to spring forward into life. How's everybody doing out there? How's life treating you today? Y'all enjoying life? Life beating you up? You making the most out of life? Are you doing life or is life doing you? Which is it? Which is it? I'm always wondering that about people. Is life doing you? Are you doing life? You freaking out about everything that's going on around you, things you can't even control. We're going to have a great talk tonight as we talk about self-love. What does that even mean? Anybody love themselves? Anybody know what that means to love themselves? That used to be like the biggest negative stigma, right? Loving yourself. Man, oh man. You just think about all the narcissistic, egomaniac. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited right now to be getting on here, connecting with all you beautiful souls. We're going to be talking about life. We're going to be talking about self-love, talking about healing, relationships. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about that's related to just existing, growing, expanding, living, swimming in this thing called life. And today we have a whole new season here. As I'm slamming some water, wetting the whistle so I can stay on here and speak truth. Hello, everybody. Monkey, welcome. I'm so grateful to be here. I don't think you guys realize how excited I am to be doing life. I did a sacred, the hair's amazing. Thank you, Kensley Shaw. Appreciate that compliment. I'm a fan. I'm appreciating you. Laugh out loud. Man, I did some sacred medicine yesterday. Sacred medicines. Woo! I am feeling so clean and clear. I tried some combo yesterday. It was actually my third combo session. Combo. What's combo? Combo's not like 1-2 punch, It's not that kind of combo. This is like that sacred Amazonian medicine. If anybody knows what I'm talking about. Amazonian tree frogs. They take like the venom, the toxins off of their excretions, and they apply it to your skin. They burn a little dot and then they apply it to your skin, and you purge. You purge. And it's an interesting experience. Has anybody tried this stuff? Combo, sacred Amazonian tree frog medicine that makes you purge. And by purging, I'm talking about puking. And these medicines have like, there's something about them, right? The Amazonians, people that are like these indigenous cultures, whether it's like Native American cultures, these sacred plant medicines have been here throughout time. And it's not this one combo, you don't do any hallucinating, right? It's not a hallucination. It's like you get nauseous. And what your whole thing is you drink a bunch of water and it like sits in your stomach, and then you purge and you release. You get the peptides and you release. And yesterday I was so exhausted after doing that. But today I'm feeling clean, clear. I'm feeling inner peace inside. After I've done it 3 times in about a month. And after the first time I did it, I absolutely had like this sense of urgency to clean and to do like spring cleaning. I had a head start on spring cleaning. If any of you haven't done spring cleaning and you're wanting to just kind of refresh, man, restart, like just give yourself just a lightness, right? If you're feeling like things are heavy and dense and stressful right now, I am telling you, if you want something simple that you can do, but you may not like to do it, right? S- Clear out your clutter, like clean your space, rearrange, clean, let go of stuff, go donate some stuff. I cleared out a whole entire storage unit a month ago. I gave myself a month to do it and I finished a week early. And I released a ton of stuff that really, if anybody's out there and you're renting a storage unit with stuff, or you have closets or garages full of stuff, man, that doesn't it weigh you down? Doesn't having a bunch of stuff weigh you down? Why do we even have the saying spring cleaning? Right? What is that? Where does that originate from? Spring cleaning. But I started doing this combo, which is purging, and I just felt this motivation to purge. And the thing I wanted to purge was getting clearing out my storage unit. And I donated most of the stuff in there. I just went down the street to a Habitat for Humanity and I gave away all kinds of nice stuff. I gave away a lot of nice stuff because the funny thing about it is there was a few valuable things. Guess what? I have those valuable things. However, there was a lot of stuff that was just maybe sentimental but it represents like different times of my life that have kind of passed. It's not present. And yet, you pay on something like that. And have you ever heard the saying out of sight, out of mind? And it's like, it is. It's like the stuff was out of sight, out of mind. I paid on it for over a year, a storage unit. And I guarantee you what I paid isn't worth the stuff that I got rid of. Like it's old stuff. And it's just I feel so much lighter, you guys. I feel lighter. So if you want to kind of get on this spring cleaning bandwagon, it's like we got a weekend coming up. Spring is in full effect. What could you release? What could you release to clear your space? I think I heard a story once from Wayne Dyer, and he kind of motivated me on this. I almost became like a hoarder. Like I like going to antique shops and yard sales, just checking out stuff, and I almost got the bug, man, to start collecting all this stuff. Just stuff. And I listened to this one audio from Wayne Dyer, and he had this epiphany once where he just said, you know what? I need to get rid of all this stuff. And the harder things to get rid of are the things that you need to get rid of even more. And if you have something that's maybe sentimental, but it's just taking space and it's not something you use, it's just there. They say just take a picture of it, right? Just take a picture. Take a picture of it and then let it go. Maybe sell it. You could sell it. You could probably get on here and sell it, right? Just they're saying that that's real popular now, right? That you could just sell stuff, right? Maybe you sell it. I'm a giver awayer. I don't have the time to be selling and having people come and meet with people, right? I wish I had you here to come and help me sell my stuff. I'd probably give you half of whatever you made. I need I either need someone to help me sell all this stuff or I'd just rather give it away. I would just rather set it free because I think in this day and age, it pays to be lighter, to be a minimalist. A lot of people weigh themselves down. You think about, I don't know if people are still real hardcore into prepping and stuff, like preppers, they have to like stock and stocks of all kinds of things. And yet I feel that if a worst case scenario ever was to happen, then the people that are bogged down with a bunch of stuff are going to be like real big targets. You know what I mean? You're going to be a big target, man. And so you don't want a bunch of stuff. You want to be light and nimble and able to be mobile, not weighed down by all kinds of stuff. And what one of my biggest fears is? One of my biggest fears is if something were to happen to me and then my kids get stuck with all my stuff because it's my stuff and it's not really their stuff. And so I don't think they'd really be into the stuff, you know? It's so I'd rather just get rid of it and try and stay as light as possible. I'm really going through this because when I cleared out my storage, there was at least there was at least 4 different lifetimes of mine in there, right? There was stuff from maybe more. There was stuff from definitely, like, my high school years. There was definitely stuff from my military years. There was stuff from, you know, the time that I was married. There's been stuff from after that, and it's just a lot of that has come and gone, and so I choose to live in the now, and, when we hold on to stuff, it has energy on it. It has a lot of energy on it, and a lot of that energy doesn't necessarily serve you well. And I think a lot of people are kinda sad about stuff because it reminds them of, times gone, and then they're like, "Oh," and you think that it's good to hold on to it, but it probably actually makes you more depressed maybe, or no? Anybody? Does anybody feel depressed about holding on to stuff that's like the trophy from high school or, you know, does it make you feel like you're still accomplished even if you're not even anywhere near that version of yourself? Like, how do you feel about all this stuff? I always wonder about that. Decluttering literally helps. Yeah, I definitely believe there's absolutely a correlation. Jordan Peterson talks about this a lot, that literally your environment, which mine is my environment is not as pristine as I'd like it to be. But they definitely and that's truth, right? They definitely say that your room, if it's really cluttery and kind of a mess, that it's a reflection of your mental, right? The mental. And I'm always telling you guys, the mental is number one. It's the most important. It's the most important part of your health, right? You got 4 aspects to the health: mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health. You got those 4 things. And number 1 is definitely the mental health. A lot of people say, no, my spiritual health's number 1. Well, I know people that are super spiritual, but they're mentally and emotionally bankrupt, right? Physically bankrupt. So again, it's not saying one is greater than the other. It's saying you should put in energy to truly create harmony and balance with your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, and your physical health. Those 4 areas. And there is a fifth, and the fifth one is financial health. But it all starts in the mind. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking about? What are you stressing about? As I just saw 333. What are you worried about? Right? A new season's come. How many of you literally stressed out, vegged out, chilled out, hid out all winter? Like a whole season went by. Like, do you have anything to celebrate? Any wins? Any victories? Any successes? Yeah, that's a good point, Adam. Yeah, that's a really good share, bro. Thank you. Combo. I got the combo, Kaya. I appreciate that. Thank you for those compliments. What it like or do we feel safe reviewing the last season? You always know, they say how you finish is how you start, right? How you finish a season is how you start the next, right? How you do one thing is how you do everything. We've all heard these things, but do we believe them? Do we believe them enough to want to really evaluate our life and say, "Man, a whole season went by. We're already a quarter way done with this year. Like this year is already moving whoop, like it's and one of the things that I'm all about here at Results Kill Excuses is right here. 1% better every day. 1% better every day. Every single day. Just 1%, just 1%, not 100% better, not thousands of percents better. Just this much better every day. That's what it takes. Because if you had done that for the past 90 days, right? 91 days, the past 3 months since the beginning of the year, you would absolutely have, hello from Atlanta, Mike, you would absolutely have some personal success, some personal victories, some accomplishment. 3 months, like a whole season it's a significant amount of time. You can really get some traction in life for if you invest time, energy, focus into doing something, creating new habits, right? For an entire season. And yet comment down below, what are some of the wins that you can celebrate from winter? I know for me, I hit some personal records on deadlift. I like to do deadlifting. And so for this year, really for the past year, I hit some records, 515 pounds was a big deal for me. I mean, that was an accumulation of a lot of work, a lot of consistency, a lot of showing up for myself. Um, in the past month, I've made time to go on 2 road trips kind of spontaneously. And I mean, to me, that's self-care, right? I love road trips. I love cruising and I went camping one time. I went snowshoeing the next time. I jumped in hot water, hot springs, both times, jumped in cold rivers, both times, right? Ate healthy food, maintained my nutrition, stayed sober, had lots of fun, right? I mean, that's the doing life on life's terms. If you're new here, you're new to this channel, you're new to kind of hearing me. It's like 13 years, 13 years of sobriety. And I know a lot of people. I had someone this week, man, he did not want to hear it. He didn't want to hear about it. He's like, I was interested in what you had to say until you started talking about being sober. And it's like, I know, man, it's triggering, ain't it? It's triggering when you're stuck, when you're hooked. I mean, I was like that. I didn't want to hear when I was still self-sabotaging, self-medicating. I didn't want to hear about people, living their best life without it. Man, I would light people up, man, if they were talking about being sober. I was a total jerk, man. I was one of the worst alcoholics, man. Just a jerk. Man, I would light people up. And even people that were drinking and just kind of mind their own business, I'd want to light them up too. You want to put in a 2-week notice? I think the fact that you're wanting to put in a 2-week notice says that you're a good person. And so I just I'm just hoping that you find the window of opportunity to be bold and courageous. You might want to write it. I would type it out, right? I would definitely type out a letter of resignation. That's the professional way to do it. And just do some searches online for letters of resignation. You want to just talk about how you appreciate that job and you found another opportunity and you just thank them for their time and you wish them the best. I would put it in writing. Well, you hand them the letter and then you're going to tell them, you don't have to explain yourself to nobody, but just look for the window of opportunity, right? Be mindful of that. Send those people lots of love tonight. So when we think about spring, man, everybody, there's lots of questions coming in through here. Lots of questions. Lots of communication. That means people are feeling energized, right? Longer days, more sunshine. Guess what that should mean? More sunshine should mean more time in nature, right? That's more time in nature. Anybody already like starting some new habits with spring, saying, "Yeah, I'm going to go out in nature and I'm going to go do a little evening after work hike in the mountains close by or in the trails in the back." Spending time in nature is so healthy. It's a healthy activity. It really does reduce stress, right? It improves your overall well-being. It's a very healing thing to do. Yep, that's exactly what I said. Healing. Nature is so healing. When I got sober, once I got sober, I literally went and I fell back in love with the root of my childhood, getting back in nature. Being in nature was something I loved as a kid. And it was like I used to do it kinda drunk. I remember going camping and getting kinda blasted and fishing and getting super wasted. However, comma, there was nothing like going out in nature and being sober, just truly enjoying nature, exchanging, right? I wanna talk about self-love, springing into self-love, right? I have a challenge for you. Who wants a challenge right now? Tell me name 2 things that you love about yourself. One thing that you love about your characteristic, right? Maybe it's that you're smart or strong. And then I want you to name something about your physical appearance that you love about yourself. What are 2 things that you love about yourself? Comment that down below. Participate here. I don't think most of us feel truly comfortable loving ourselves. And I believe that one of the greatest ways for you to heal is to truly spend more time conscientiously loving and appreciating yourself. Not like arrogant, not toxic, not self centered. You love your hair. That's a beautiful one. And that you respect everyone for who they are. Those are both beautiful, Emily. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? What do you love? What do you love about yourself? Comment this, right? This is so important. I just did this list, right? As a part of a healing workshop that I'm about to go into. 8 days, man. I'm going to spend 8 days refining my healing practice, which means you. What do I love about myself? I love I love that I'm generous and I love my smile. I love my smile. But I love everything about me. That's the thing. Like I'm only asking you guys to type in 2 things, but can you imagine? You have empathy and smart, my soul. Those are great. 51 cent. Thanks for sharing that. The thing is though, that is really the key. The self-love, right? When you don't have self-love, right? You're empty. You're sad. You're frustrated. You could be even accomplished and driven, but man, you just feel an emptiness inside of you when you really don't genuinely, intentionally, sincerely love yourself in a healthy way, right? In a really healthy way. And that's something that I just did recently, which was to write out a list of all the ways that I love myself. And then not only to write those things out, but to also like really repeat those things and then to feel it. Yeah, sobriety is a quest, man. It's a quest worth embracing. It's absolutely a quest. Sobriety is absolutely a quest. You know, I always feel that the sobriety and the mental health, if you like, your mental health is your the number one thing you could work on, right? You have four places. I'm always going to be saying this: mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health. Caring and how motivated I am to work on trauma so I'm a better partner and future parent. That's beautiful. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you sharing that. So yeah, the sobriety and the mental health. I love the saying, results kill excuses. Yep. Right there. Check it out. You can check out the shop. We got lots of stuff in there. You can download the app. There's self-discovery work that is free. It's free for now. All the courses on there. There's 5 of them. Really good stuff. If you're somebody that's thinking about reevaluating your relationship with any kind of addiction, it's just a good look in the mirror at the Results Kill Excuses app. And you have lots of courses and watching videos of me teaching. And all you really need to do is be able to print out the worksheets or purchase a workbook and invest the time to really get to know yourself better. And I think that's how you start to love yourself more, is by getting to know the true and authentic self, not the person that's wearing all the masks, right? We all like to wear the masks. How did we used to do that? Can I do it? The mask, right? You're wearing the masks, right? Going around having to. You rock too, Daniel. I appreciate you, bro. Sending you lots of love. But we like to wear the masks. Or do we? Do you like to wear masks? Or is it something like kind of a survival mode? Like, do you almost feel like you have to wear it? Because if you don't wear it, you might not be accepted here or there or anywhere. Right? And acceptance is it's such a sensitive subject, right? We really desire, every one of us, we desire acceptance. We want to feel like we belong. We want to feel like we're seen. We want to feel like we're heard. And many times our self-confidence and our self-worth and how we feel about ourselves is so low that we have to kind of pretend a little bit about who we are and what we think and what we believe in. Getting over peer pressure is easy. No, it wasn't. I used to be the worst peer pressure. How do you get over caring about what other people think? I mean, the way that happens is the way you get over caring about what other people think is you have to truly understand who you are. You have to fall in love with yourself, like unconditionally fall in love with your true and authentic self, like not who you've been pretending to be. A lot of people, you guys know this stuff. We pretend to be certain people in our families. We pretend to be a different type of person at work. We pretend to be a different person when we're going to the store. We pretend to be a different person if we go to the church. We pretend to be a different person when we're around our closest friends versus, complete strangers. And it's like that lack of integrity as to who you truly are, right? We pretend to be a different person on social media. And so the way that you get over like peer pressure is you got to figure out who you truly are. What do you love? What do you hate? What do you want and why? Those 4 things. Right? And if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, I like to entertain and hold conversation. I do like that, but I'm not here for that. I'm here to help you become a better version of yourself. I'm here to help you figure out some things. And by doing that, I like to issue homework. I'm glad that you found me, Emily. I like to give homework. And a lot of people are like, homework. Oh no, man, I'm a grown ass adult, man. I no, I said no once I finished whatever grade. And yet, you know just as well as I do that life teaches the hardest lessons, man. Life teaches way harder lessons than any algebra test, any English exam. I mean, life teaches some real, real hard lessons. I love the lifelong learning. Lifelong learner. That's it right there. Being a lifelong learner is the key. And yet, the greatest thing you could invest in. What's the greatest thing you can invest in? What's the biggest return on your investment? It's not crypto, it's not stocks, it's not real estate, right? It's not anything else except for yourself. You investing in you, and by investing in you, I mean literally investing your time, sometimes investing your money, definitely investing your attention in improving who you are. Every single person listening here right now, there is something that you can improve about yourself. And it wouldn't even cost you. Like, there's a lot of zero cost things that you can improve about yourself. Let's start with telling the truth. Do you think we could start telling the truth more? Would that make us a better version of ourselves? Heck yeah. Especially telling the truth to ourselves. Y'all know when you're kind of like lying to yourself. Y'all know when you're not listening to your inner voice, that intuition, when it's telling you, no, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do it. And you're like, what? You're coming in muffled. But investing in yourself is really a process of self-discovery. For me, when it comes to my journey, right? Yeah, walking is incredible, man. I love going for walks. I love hiking. I love being outside, man. Anything outside. I'm even standing on I have an indoor little treadmill for here, but I'm not going to turn it on right now. I wish I would have to mess around to plug it in. But I love to walk. But investing in yourself is the best thing you could do. And yet a lot of people have a lot of excuses. You have a lot of reasons why you don't have the time, right? Or why you don't feel like you have the attention, or why you just don't feel like it, or why you feel like if you do it, it's boring compared to what? Watching someone else live their best life. And I do know that that's one of the things that I had to accept, was that there was a lot of things that I was giving my time, my attention, and my treasure to. My time, my attention, and my treasure. Mainly sports, also politics, also entertainment. And in the grand scheme of things, I don't mean to come across as a party pooper, but in the grand scheme of things, none of those things ever added any value to my life. That's my experience. None of those things ever added value to my life. Right? A lot of time, a lot of attention, and a lot of my treasure. Watching sports, participating and being obsessed with politics and news and all of this other stuff. It didn't do a whole lot for my life. It didn't add value. It didn't, you know, help me in any way, shape, or form. It didn't build me up into a better version of me. What allowed me to start creating a version of me that I can truly be proud of in any circumstance was when I shut all that stuff off. I shut it off. I said, okay, no more. No more of that stuff. I'm gonna go and break up with my team for life because I'm gonna be the team captain of my team, the real team around me, the people that really depend on me. I'm ready to be the team captain. I'm ready to step up, right? I'm ready to really start improving my life. Start doing things, not just watching things, but doing things, being outside, being out in nature, going on hikes, cooking healthy meals, eating healthy meals, right? Spending more time out in nature, spending time in the gym, taking my kids outside, taking my kids camping, taking my kids fishing, taking my kids hiking, right? Taking my kids to the hot springs, right? Getting my kids in the cold river. And so, but I had to really get to that place in life where I was like, this is, all the time that I'm spending on sports and news and entertainment, the return on that investment was zero, zero. And a lot of times, if I'm honest with myself, a lot of the time I was like borrowing someone else's success and kind of trying to front like it was my success, and it wasn't my success. I didn't break a sweat. I didn't earn a check, right? So I was just pretending. And that's kind of hard to hear, right? Because if you're really caught up in that and it's like, well, I just make time for it and I love to do that stuff. And it's like, being on the water is incredible. Love. I love being on the water. I'm about to get on the water. I have an awesome fishing boat and I haven't used it in several years since the pandemic hit. And I've made a commitment to myself that I'm going to get it ready to rock and we're going to be out there slaying fish, slaying them trout. It's coming. Right now is the season. It's here. It's here right now. It's here right now. So that's going to be happening soon. I'll probably be doing lives from out there on the lake, man. Look at us. We're tearing it up out here. Living our best life, being outside, right? Waking up sober, doing my morning routine, life on life's terms, never regretting a day of being sober, never regretting ever missing a game, never regretting ever missing a show. There's like the most popular shows out there. I've never watched one episode, right? I don't have time for it. I cannot make time for sitting there and just watching. There's plenty of things for me to be doing, which I want to encourage you guys to do. Right? I think that anybody that's been thinking about healing or growing or becoming a better version of yourself or just changing some things up, I can tell you one of the best ways for you to start channeling that type of energy is to tap into some creativity. Right? Comment down below. What are some of the things this is the guy that you want to be, bro. But you just don't realize that, Ray Ray. You just don't realize that, my man. This guy is the guy that you wish you could be. Because this man's real. He's sober, powerful, right? Loving, kind. Yeah, this man right here is the man I always wished was in my life. This was the man that I always wish that I had in my corner and I never had. So I had to create this man. I'm very proud of this man. Sober is the most fun, bro. There's no funner, right? There's no funner thing than being sober, brother. Right? I don't need to self-medicate. I've healed my wounds, bro. I take care of myself. I love myself. Right? And that's a thing, right? Is the sobriety thing is really, really that's a big bridge for so many people to cross because right, we accept it. We accept our addictions as being it's settling. It's settling. There ain't nobody that's been drinking, right? For years and years, decades, right? Since high school, and now you're in your 30s, 40s, and beyond, and you still drinking. Man, I could not imagine, man, how it would feel like, nah, but the thing that you're missing out on, bro. You're saying life is short. Life is not short. You're an eternal soul having a human experience. So you've lived many, many, many lives. And the sad thing is that you're avoiding living this life, bro. And I send you love because I hope that you will wake up. It took me hitting rock bottom, man. Not one DWI, two DWIs, domestic violence arrest. Trust me, man. I had to wake up. I had to have the bottom pulled out from under me so that I could wake the fuck up and realize what truly, truly, truly mattered. Right. And I do feel set free. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, man. And I know that it's not easy to hear that when you're struggling. Cause when I was struggling, dude, when I was still getting drunk everywhere I went, bro, I never thought I would stop, man. I'm like, dude, all I wanted to do is fucking get drunk everywhere I went. I never realized that I could set myself free. But it literally was the hardest relationship for me to end, right? Because again, look what it cost me, right? To maintain that relationship with alcohol, specifically alcohol. It cost me, man. I mean, multiple DWIs, domestic, you know, things that bring me shame to this day. Things that, I mean, I don't feel the shame, but I'm embarrassed of that shit, man. I'm like, fuck. Gosh, I wish I could have avoided all that. I really wish I could have. I don't beat myself up so hard anymore, though. I have a lot of mercy. I have a lot of empathy for myself because I know that I needed to go through those things in order to get here. I can't be here without those things. And for that, I'm thankful. But that's also why I'm on here advocating, right? If you're someone that's looking to just reevaluate, man, your relationship with any kind of substance, I mean, anything. One of the biggest addictions right now is food. Right? Most people right now are absolutely eating their feelings, and I'm talking about negative feelings. I mean, right here, listen to this. According to the CDC, the prevalence of obesity among adults aged 20 and older in the United States was 40%. This means that 40% of adults in the US, I can't say other countries, I'm sure we got some more. 40%. Men are basically 40%, women are 41%. Gosh, man. Global obesity is at 15%. So Americans are almost 3 times more more fat than the rest of the world. Man, and I was there. I was there. I was eating my emotions. I was eating my feelings. I was miserable. And I had to hit that rock bottom, man. I had to. I shouldn't actually say I had to. That's what happened for me to turn my life around. And unfortunately, a lot of you listening right now, it's going to take that same thing. Right? It's going to take that same thing, man. You're going to have to have a total upheaval in your life. Most food is poison, 100%. And that's what changed me, right? I got sober, but I didn't get thin. I did lose a little bit of weight, but I was still, the thing about it is I can tell you that getting sober doesn't heal your emotional wounds. What sobriety does is it clears your mind, so it helps you to have more mental clarity, which is what's going to improve your mental health. So when I talk about the mental health, the emotional health, right? Those two things, they're different. So if you want to improve your mental health, your mental clarity, your focus, you have to, you know, it it would benefit you to be sober, to let go of anything that is a chemical that distorts your mental, psychological state of being, whether that's THC, alcohol, nicotine, or any other kind of recreational type drugs. But I'm not your parent, so I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what I did and what changed my life. And that was definitely when I got sober, when I made a decision, I'm sober. I'm either sober or I'm done. And getting sober, and it wasn't even it took me 2 times, right? I had 2 significant times of sobriety. And the first one came after my second DWI. I got sober for 3 years. And I had a relapse. I had a moment of weakness and I had a relapse, and it was an 18-month death spiral. Crash and burn. And when I hit that bottom, I'm like, ouch. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. For sure. Never, ever, ever, ever again. Never, ever, ever, ever again. I'm so done. You ever been in a relationship like that where you're just like, you're done? A lot of people have, right? A lot of you have been divorced. I'm done. When you're done, you're done. And that's what helps me. That's what helped me to end my relationship with alcohol, is I had to look at it like a relationship. And it was a relationship that I was done, man. I was done. It was toxic. It was abusive. It's just so destructive that I could not take that anymore. There was a little flicker of life inside of me that said, man, enough's enough, man. This is it. So I made a decision to get sober. It was spontaneous, painful, but spontaneous, right? And then secondly, I asked for help. I started asking for help. I went to the VA. I'm a veteran. I went to the VA and I said, I needed like a therapist or something, man. And there was like a keychain. I remember I saw a keychain. I think I was just getting like blood work done, and I saw a keychain and it said, real warriors, you know, ask for help. A true warrior asks for help. And I read that keychain, and I was still all like numb from hitting my rock bottom, that I was ready to try everything in order to get myself out of to not just get myself out of my situation, but to change my whole entire life. To change my whole entire life. Like, I wasn't just in it for a season. I wasn't just saying, I just need to get out of this problem, and once it's done, then I can go back or be whatever. No, I was like, I am never going to be this man again. And the only way that I can ensure that is to live by the philosophy that one drink is too many, because 1,000 is never enough. One is too many and 1,000 is never enough, man. So it's all or nothing, man. I can't do it. I cannot ever do it. It's a line I will not cross. And I don't even have any cravings, man. It's the last thing I would want is a fucking hangover. Are you kidding me? You know how bad alcohol is on your sleep, right? If you got sleep issues, but you're a drinker, man, you want to get rid of your sleep issues, stop drinking. But wait, but what about all the social stuff? It's like, whatever, man. Well, you're not in high school anymore. It's not about being cool. It's not about being socially accepted. It's about being a responsible human being. It's about being the best version of you. And if waking up with a hangover or staying up and drinking and having a beer belly and, just flab and feeling low energy and, putting yourself at risk and really poisoning yourself, if that's what you want for your life, like, I'm not here to tell you what to do. You're an adult. You doing you isn't going to impact me, hopefully. Yeah, alcohol is very unattractive. I know most women definitely feel very unsafe with a man that gets drunk. Like if you're a man and you're hearing this, bro, and you're a big time drinker and you have a wife, a girlfriend, fiance, and even kids around you and you're a drunk, dude, you're an unsafe man. That's a total negligence of you saying you love the people around you. And I know that that may be painful to hear, but it's coming from my heart. It's coming from my soul, man, because guess what? I was that guy. I was that dude, right? I was the drunk motherfucker. And it hurts me to say that, but it needs to be said and hopefully it can be heard, right? Hopefully it can be heard. If just one person hears this message tonight and decides, you know what, maybe it is time. Maybe it is time to change, right? If you want an incredible book that will change your life about alcohol specifically, This Naked Mind. This Naked Mind. That book, listen to it. That book will change your life. It'll change your perspective. You ain't going to be able to wiggle around just a little bit of alcohol, one little glass of wine for the heart. Bullshit, man. One glass of wine for the heart is literally um, poison. It's poison, right? It's ethanol. It's poisonous to your body. There's no ways around it. We're the only I don't understand what it is about humans that somehow our way of having fun, which someone came on here earlier, Power of Now is a very powerful book. That's the Power of Now is a powerful book for you to start becoming the observer of your thoughts, for you to start disconnecting from all the negativity and all the thinking and really just to become more conscientious. This Naked Mind is literally a total smack in the face, a reality check of what alcohol really is. And this woman basically puts alcohol on trial, and it's hard to articulate. I can tell you a guy, this book is so powerful. This is a true story. So this was probably like 3 years ago. I was in the gym, I was working out, I was a regular. And this older guy used to kind of chat it up with me. He was in his 70s. And I don't know, one day we just started talking and he was like complimenting me. And I said, well, man, it's all about the fact that I'm sober. And he's like, really? You're sober? I was like, yeah, man, I've been sober. I think at the time I was like 10 years. And he's like, that's pretty impressive. And I recommended this book to him. And this guy's 72 years old. And I recommended This Naked Mind to him. And I remember a year later, running into him, like the pandemic happened. And a year later, I ran into him. And not only him, but his wife of like 40 years, they both got sober from the book. And he was just so grateful for that, man. He was just like, dude, thank you so much, man. Like, thank you. So if you think, oh man, I'm so set in my ways. And the sad thing is there's probably a lot of Gen Xers. I know there's some younger, the youth here, right? But the Gen Xers, man, y'all motherfucking, just like me, hardcore alcoholics. I'm just in recovery. But Gen X, I mean, I started drinking 12 years old. And I know a lot of Gen X's, man. Y'all were just hardcore, like drinking. You know, we had the big, huge alcohol infused house parties and big old fire blaze fucking out in the fucking sticks and just getting drunk. And it's sad to see how so many people are still doing that, still just stuck to the drink. And I've lost a lot of friends, man. Thank you. Thank you. I'm tired of the stupid people. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for that compliment. But that's just the truth. And the cool thing is the younger generation, the younger generations, they're not drinking so much. But I did see an article recently that says like from 40 years to 60-year-olds, 40 to 60-year-olds, since the beginning of this year, which maybe it has something to do with politics or just world issues, but this year, alcohol consumption from 40 to 60 has like gone up 20%. So y'all are getting sauced, man, just checking out. And it's a sign of the times, but it's also a cry for help. That's how I see it. It's a cry for help, man. But again, so many people are stubborn, right? There's a lot of stubborn people out there. Y'all just ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'm an adult. And I was raised on that same thing, man. Right. Once I hit adulthood, I'm an adult. Ain't nobody tell me what to do. My daughter just turned 18, so she can kind of pull that card now, but not so much. But yeah, kind of. She's real responsible, but I know that was my attitude for sure when I turned 18. I'm an adult now. Ain't going to tell me what to do. Actually, when I was 17, because when I was 17, I'd already shipped off into the military. So I'd already felt like I was liberated. But I wanted to talk a lot about self-love, and I guess the alcohol just needed to come up. Sobriety. I think there's some people out there, y'all needed to hear this. Yeah, dude, I was always the guy finishing off the drinks. I was always from happy hour to after hour to blacking out, man. I wasn't done until I was blacking out, dude. I was the guy I was the king of the beer bongs. I should pull up pictures. I just cleared out my storage, so I got all these pictures, and there was one that popped up, man. The king of beer bongs, man. Big old double barrel beer bong races. I was the king. The king. But I'm retired. But I did want to talk about two things on a positive note, right? I wanted to talk about you becoming more creative as a means of channeling like suppressed energy inside of you, right? A lot of you are feeling depressed. A lot of you are feeling anxious. A lot of people I talk to feel stuck or apathetic. And yet, if you could maybe write a list of like a few things that you could do that would tap into your creativity. And by creativity, I'm talking about art, being an artist, right? And being an artist means everything from you could sing, you could draw, you could paint, you could sculpt, you could sing, you could write, you could talk, you could act, you could construct, you can design, right? I mean, creativity is so expansive, and the beautiful thing is that each and every one of you listening has some hidden talents inside of you that, again, you're not putting to use. And yet, when you really tap into your creative spirit, guess what happens? Guess what happens? When you tap into your personal, internal creative spirit and you start to express it, guess what happens? You become happy. You actually start to like enjoy life. Think about it. And a lot of the time, some of the things that you're probably most creative at doing were things that you did when you were a kid. So ask yourself, what were a few things that you loved to do as a kid? Did you love to like draw or paint or color or construct things, build things? You know, are you somebody that needs to buy a guitar, right? And start playing guitar, start playing an instrument? What is it? What is your form of creativity? Are you someone that needs to start designing something? What is it? Making jewelry, right? What is the thing that you can start doing? Look, I even have a bag of beads right here. Right? I bought a bag of beads because in one of my breathwork meditations, I got a I got a download that I needed to make a necklace. And the necklace was to like help with my throat chakra, right? Because I have some blockage there. And so I actually heard the exact stones that I needed to buy to make this necklace. And so I bought the stones, and I'm going to make a necklace. I'm going to make a badass chain. And yet I'm going to have fun doing it. I had fun buying the stones and looking for the stones and searching for them and ordering them. And I got so excited when they showed up. And that's what you're missing right now. You're missing that, right? You forgot what it was to be creative and to just kind of have fun, because you're taking life too serious. You're too focused on the news and the politics and the sports and the entertainment. You're distracted. And if you want to really start to feel happier, more joyful, more loving, I really, really encourage you to think about it for just a minute. Think about what is something creative that you could start to do, and probably even start to do again, because this probably isn't something you've done in a really long time. But it's something that's inside of you. And when you start doing that thing, right, you're going to have some resistance, because you're going to have excuses. I don't have time, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. It's like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Make the time. Because in doing that, guess what? You're going to be so much more happier with yourself. You're going to feel instant joy. Maybe you want to go take pictures, or what else? What else could you do? Maybe you want to do some acting, right? Speaking, singing. What else could you do? What other creative things could you do, right? Some kind of arts and crafts. Maybe you even want to do some cooking, right? Maybe there's something cooking wise that you can make, or you can, there's so much, man. There's so much talent inside of you. I guarantee you there's something in you, Sean. We all got it, man, right? We all have it. There's a creative talent inside of you. There absolutely is, right? And even though you had to do something like that, Sean, that doesn't get you off the hook, right? You're just basically saying, hey, I didn't have time to do it. Well, guess what? You now have it. And even if you don't feel you're talented at it, give yourself permission to suck, but at least have fun doing it. See, most of you are like, well, I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional, so I don't want to do it. It's like, dude, like, go take a class. When I was in my 30s, I went to community college. I learned how to do tin work. I learned how to do pottery. I learned how to carve wood. And I won awards, not like big time awards in all of those categories. But I went to school. So even just if there's anything you're interested in, you want to learn how to make jewelry, silversmithing, how to do sculpturing, welding, right? All of these things, cooking, I guarantee you, within a small radius of probably everyone hearing my voice is a community college. And at that community college, there are adult education classes, which are not for credit, like degree classes. They're fun classes. Learning how to make soap, learning how to make bath bombs, learning how to, how to make pottery, or how to do jewelry, or how to weld. Like, there is so many opportunities if you don't just naturally know what to do, that you can go and take a class, and they're usually pretty affordable, probably $100 or less, and you'll have the time of your life. And a lot of times those adult classes are at night or on the weekends, when you probably will have some time to go do it. But are you willing to give yourself permission to try something new and to suck at it, and then to keep trying it and get better and have fun, so that you don't have to just be taking life so serious? This is really important stuff. Tapping into your creativity. It's right here, man. I'm telling you, I'm making a necklace. Like, I'll probably even do it tonight. Probably gonna get off here after this, and I'm probably gonna make the necklace. We'll see. I'm only sad because two of the stones that I wanted for this particular necklace, they didn't ship it. So I I feel a little incomplete, but I might still make it. I still might make it. I tried to look for some more yesterday. I didn't find them. But what could you do? Community college has a negative stigma. I don't know. I worked at a community college for 6 years. I didn't think it had a negative stigma, especially for adult education, like fun classes, right? If you want to learn everything from computers to creative writing to scrapbooking. I mean, there's everything. There's just fun classes. Cooking class, right? You want to learn how to cook or bake bread or sourdough. They have it all. There's so many creative outlets. And a lot of you, what you would realize, if you want to know, do you want to know the secret? See, here's the secret. This is what I'm not telling you, I haven't told you yet, is that when you start tapping into your creativity, you might just find out that that's actually the get one of that it's attached to your gift, and it brings you so much joy that you love it so much, and then other people start to want whatever it is that you're doing creatively, and then you realize like, wow, this is like a whole side hustle. I can actually make money doing something I love. I never believed in that. It's like, wow, you could be so happy doing the things you love. Versus most people, right? I think it's 87% of people like hate their jobs. So most of y'all don't like what you're doing, and yet you're acting as if you can't do something different. When you can absolutely go do something different. The problem is that your ego won't let you. Your ego wants to control you. The ego and the trauma and the sadness and all that stuff wants to keep you scared, wants to keep you feeling like you don't have enough time, even though you're wasting time. I mean, y'all spent over an hour here tonight, some of you, and yet you had an hour for this. You should have, I guarantee you, once or twice a week, you probably can find 1 hour to go do something really fun. I was a Navy corpsman with the Marines, Devil Dog. Semper Fi, bro. Right? Marines, I mean, dude, creativity, you can get into all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff related to military things that could be very creative, right? Artistic, right? I know guys that make some really incredible knives. I know guys that make like bullet pens that are so cool and artistic. There's so many different cool things you could do, man. It's just people, you're way too stressed out. You're way too down on yourself. And the second part that I wanted to talk about, so we talked about sobriety, but we talked about creativity, and we've also talked about self-love, but it all comes back to self-love. When you love yourself, which most people have such a hard time wrapping their heads around, what does that even mean? Loving myself? Well, yeah, sure, I love myself, but it's like, how do you show it? How do you show yourself that you love yourself? Right? How do you show it? Right. I asked earlier to name 2 things that you love about yourself. And so it's like, if you say you love yourself, well, how do you show it? Like, what do you do? And I think a lot of us, let's just be honest, we're kind of full of shit. We tell people we love them all the time, and we think we mean it. Maybe we half mean it. Maybe we do mean it, but because we have emotional wounds, our actions and our energy probably say something else. We may be saying it, I love you, but our actions and our energy and how we're showing up for people, it seems to get lost in translation. And if that's the case, then I can tell you that the solution is learning how to love yourself. Because the more that you love yourself, the more you can love others. genuinely, sincerely, authentically. And the more that people will love you authentically, sincerely, where you don't have to be in these toxic relationships that are makeup to breakup and fighting and arguments and screaming and yelling at each other all day and all night and you can have more peaceful, harmonious, loving conversations and more intimate type connections that are healthy. But you need to realize that it takes you loving yourself first. And the reason why I'm even talking about this right now is because none of us learned this in school. They didn't teach us how to love ourselves. They taught us everyone else's history. They never taught us about ourselves. We never had an opportunity to truly do a report on ourselves and figure ourselves out and figure out what makes us come alive and what makes us what's the thing that we're most creative at, and then give us the opportunity to express that and channel it and do it. And it's like we didn't get to do that. Most of us have never really spent quality time with ourselves without distractions. That means literally, like, if you can almost just picture yourself either out in nature or like sitting in a room by yourself in the quietness of the morning, connecting with yourself, checking in with yourself and getting to know yourself, like genuinely getting to know yourself. And yet, that's the most important relationship. You spend 100% of your life with yourself. And that's been one of the biggest breakthroughs of my 13-year spiritual journey, spiritual healing, was learning how to love myself, was learning how to do things like self-care, to truly take care of myself, and to do it in a very authentic way, to where it's like, I care about what I put in my body, I care about what I eat, I care about how much I weigh, I care about how much I exercise and my activities, and I don't make excuses for just acting as if like, oh, whatever, man, it's all good, YOLO or whatever. It's just like, no, that stuff matters. How you show up is absolutely a reflection of who you are on the inside. And if you're someone that's let yourself go, and I've been there, and I was able to get it back, and if I can do it, you can do it. It's not too late. But it takes discipline, it takes commitment, it takes having a serious conversation with yourself. And if any of you are hearing this and don't think you have the self-discipline and the personal accountability to really make those drastic changes, but you are ready to make them, but you're just not sure how to start, reach out. Greg, Greg, at resultskillexcuses.com. Right? I would like to earn the title of the world's greatest accountability partner to help you truly become the best version of yourself. Right? To show you how I've did it and how you can do it much faster. Y'all have heard about the first time someone broke, I think it was a 4-minute mile, right? It's like no one had ever done it. And then once it happened, it's like every year, every week, like every year from then on, it's like now everybody beats it. It's the whole nother standard. And so what I've been able to accomplish along my healing journey over 13 years, which is really a spiritual awakening, I'm now able to help you condense that. And I can tell you that I'm about to jump into an 8-day immersive, like most incredible healing workshop of all healing workshops, so that not only can I heal some deeper parts of me, but I'm also going to learn how to facilitate deeper levels of healing in you. And that's going to be an incredible shift in who I am. I can tell you that who I am today and who I'm going to be, not even a week from now, but for sure a week from now. But come April 1st, it's going to be different. It's going to shift. I've already been going through a lot of shift just since the beginning of the year. I've been doing a whole lot of breath work exercises every day, committed 90 days. I mean, transformation takes commitment. You got to be committed to this thing. And that's probably the biggest challenge for many of you, is that you kind of you start to wrap your head around committing to something, and it's just like, oh man, I can't do it. Because you lack self-confidence, and your self-confidence is rooted in you keeping your word to yourself. You keep letting yourself off the hook, right? And even though you find yourself in that situation, all you have to do is start making those shifts. But if you're looking for an accountability partner, reach out, Greg at resultskillexcuses.com. I do offer one-on-one coaching. That is a sales pitch for those of you that don't like to be sold to. It's like, man, I absolutely am here to serve people, to help people. Like, this is my calling on this planet. And the coaching that I do is transformational. Results kill excuses isn't just something nice to say. It is a mantra and a standard that my word means everything. And thus, the results that we are achieving in the one-on-one coaching sessions and with the clients that I'm working with have been pretty tremendous. So if you're someone that's interested, I do 3-month and 6-month programs. And a lot of that's even going to shift after this next week. So now is the time. If you're just looking to maybe do some self-paced stuff, go to the Results Kill Excuses app. Go to the Results Kill Excuses app. It's right there. Results Kill Excuses app. Type that in your app store, and in there, you go to the classroom. There's a greetings start here video, right? Watch that first. And then there's 5 courses on there right now. Hurting people hurt themselves first, breaking up with my addictions. Yes, I'm holding myself back, making over my relationships. I got 99 problems. And once you click on one of those, what you'll see that comes up is there's 5 lessons with a lesson intro, right? You have a lesson intro. If you click on the lesson intro, you're going to have a video. You have a little rundown on there with a video to watch. And then you go into lesson 1. You need to print out the worksheet, but there's a video. There's also an audio download, a print worksheet. And you basically even have a step-by-step with me guiding you through how to fill out the worksheet, just in case you had questions. So at the end of the day, I mean, those 5 courses there, if you were to commit yourself to doing like an hour's worth of self-discovery work every single day, that would get you through the next 5 weeks of high quality, like pretty challenging work. It's pretty challenging stuff. Like, I custom designed every single one of those worksheets in the app. I've obviously recorded all the videos that guide you and coach you and inspire you to just really do the looking within, looking in the mirror. And it really demystifies a lot. And so self-discovery is kind of step 1, right? When you're kind of done feeling sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and you want to start figuring some things out in life. The reason why I call those the first 5 is because I truly do believe that they will give you some traction and hopefully even a breakthrough or 2 along this journey that you're on, so that you can make some more clear decisions. Do you want to get sober? Do you want to start exercising more? Do you want to, you know, get some one-on-one coaching? Do you want to get a therapist? Right? Do you want to start doing some emotional healing work? Do you want to start reprogramming your negative thinking? Do you want to, right, start eating healthier, feeling healthier, spending more time out in nature, living a more full life? Do you want to do any of those things, or do you just want to keep doing the same, man, and wishing things were different? Right? Do you want to just keep having, are you just waiting for the magic next pill to come that solves all life's problems and you don't have to really do anything but just wake up the next day? It's like, man, put in some work, invest in yourself. And I always say, what you put in is what you'll get out. And if you put in some work and you start to show up for yourself, you're guaranteed. Like, I am telling you right now, it's like, I don't got to convince you. I am telling you, it is guaranteed. Mark my words, guaranteed. If you invest time in working on yourself through self-discovery work, self-development work, self-improvement work, right? If you invest any amount of energy into doing those types of things, it might be scary to think about it, but if you start to do these things, you are the one that benefits from every minute, every hour, every day that you invest in yourself. You literally start to feel better about who you are. But yet, all the distractions and all the bells and whistles and the sports and the entertainment and the news and the blah, 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 they still want to rob you of all of your attention. If you want to change, man, I mean, I get that, but I'm over here telling you of how you can do it, right? Download this app. Results kill excuses. Type in those 3 magic words into your app store. Results kill excuses. Download that app right there. Download the app and start doing the work. These are the courses, right? You just go in here, you just start following it. I mean, this stuff is not rocket science. You just follow along, watch a video, print out a worksheet, purchase a workbook, whichever one you want to do. You can literally print, everything is free if you want to just print out the worksheets. And they're fun. They're actually like, they're fun worksheets. It's not just literally sitting there in like a questionnaire type thing. These are actually kind of fun, cute, like worksheets. I mean, they're a throwback to like when you were in elementary, junior high school, which also is sort of a psychological way of connecting with your inner child, like kind of having that nostalgia of learning, of doing kind of like work. But when you're doing questionnaires, that shit gets boring. And a lot of people have PTSD from just like kindergarten through 12th grade and hating writing essays and doing math problems. But what I remember in school is that I didn't really like math tests or history tests or right, or English exams, writing essays. I didn't really like that stuff, but I usually was always all psyched to do worksheets. When they said, here's a worksheet, you want a worksheet today? I was like, yay, school's the best. I love doing the worksheets. I wish every day was just worksheets. So the design, I apply my design skills with my teaching background and my healing journey into creating these worksheets that are associated with this course content. This is like very, very powerful stuff. It's potent and they look cute. The sheets look cute and they're interesting. And man, I've had so much incredible feedback. Give yourself a try. Go give them a try. Type in this results kill excuses into your app store. Download the app and at least start there. If you need something more, reach out, greg@resultskillexcuses.com. Coaching, 3-month, 6-month programs. But be ready to do work. Be ready to be challenged, to really face your past. A lot of us, we like to call it facing our demons. And so it sounds really scary. And the reason why we probably put demons on it is because we don't ever want to look at what happened to us. And it does take courage. But it's a journey worth taking, knowing that if you go and take that journey, guess what? You're going to heal. Like, you're going to genuinely heal. You're going to genuinely stop self-sabotaging yourself. You're going to like feel so much better about who you are as a human being. Like, it is a spiritual journey. I don't do religious stuff though. This is spiritual work. It's spiritual work, it's healing work, and it's work worth doing. And I can promise you, you may or may not know this, this is your soul's work to do here on this planet. Spoiler alert. Every single one of you listening, you cannot unhear that. This is the work that your soul signed up to do. It's the healing work. You came to this planet to do this work. And yet you're still caught up in all the bad things that happen to you. You're caught up in the hype. You're caught up in the news. You're caught up in this. You're caught up in that. And it's like not all. The whole goal is to overcome that, shut all those distractions down, focus on yourself, do the healing work, and then be able to contribute to the healing of this planet. Yeah, there's not a mistake that you're here. You're here for a very specific reason. You are chosen. You are called. Your time is now. Your time is now. My time is now. Your time is now. Let's do it now. Yeah. It's a really big, that's a big deal. Yeah, I'm very grateful to be here right now. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate everybody that's been here tonight. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Share this message. Right. Someone else needs to hear it. Someone else that you can reach that I haven't reached yet. Someone needs to hear this message. And I hope that it's a message that you respond, right? Maybe I'm not the right fit for you as a coach. I don't just work with anybody, just FYI. But maybe I'm not the right fit, but maybe you do have thought about working with somebody. Man, like, go reach out to that person. Maybe you've thought about getting into therapy or going into rehab or, going to Alcoholics Anonymous. Anything, man. Doing something is better than doing nothing, or doing the same thing and expecting something different. It's a whole new season. It's the year of the snake. It's time to shed your old skin. It's spring. It's time to really allow yourself the freedom to just start to grow in new ways and experience new things and try new things. We talked a lot about community college and tapping into your creativity and then learning about self-love, loving yourself. Like, my big challenge to you is, could you write down 50 to 100 things you love about yourself? And then learn to spend some time meditating on those things and repeating those things and, celebrating those things, feeling that love. Could you feel the love? Like, what, just for a moment, try and take in a deep breath. Let me do this. I'm going to clear the energy. Let's do just a brief amount of breath work and tap into ourselves, right? A lot of us are in our heads, right? Let's get in our bodies, because if we can get in our bodies, then we can get into our heart. And your heart is where you need to be, not in your head. You need to be in your heart. That's where you'll be able to start really feeling and experiencing what self-love is, to truly feel that you are love. Love isn't something you find, love is what you are. Regardless of what you've done, regardless of what you experienced, you are still an expression of love. It's the greatest thing. So, for just a moment, let's do some breaths, right? In through our nose and out through our mouth. Let's focus on the breath. Those of you that are here, just take a moment. I know we always just want to be stimulated, but you're here. Be here. Be here by being here, by taking some breaths in through your nose and exhale. Just let out all that breath. Let's do that again. In through our nose. This time, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. And as you exhale, I want you to just release any stress, any fear, any doubt, any pain, any sadness. And go in, let's take in another breath in through our nose and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let out all that breath. Let out all the worries, all the doubts, all the fear. Let's go ahead and take in one more breath. Let's just focus on our breath. Let all your thoughts melt away. Just focus on your breath in through your nose. And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Thank you so much. Dizzy Dub, thank you so much for that compliment, man. I appreciate you, brother. Let's just take in another breath in through our nose and hold. This time 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. And let out all your breath. Let out all the breath that you have. Let it all out. Maybe put your hands over your heart center and just send yourself some love in this moment. Just some thoughts of love. Maybe just say, I love you. I appreciate you. I love my heart. I love my body. I love my lungs, my face, my eyes, my hair, my hands, my feet, my legs, my arms, my shoulders, my chest. I love everything about who I am. Maybe you say, I love who I am. It's good to just spend a moment in just gratitude for yourself, for who you are. And in that moment, it's not about perfection. It's not about what mistakes you've made. It's just the present. Someone had mentioned the power of now, Eckhart Tolle, the power of now, that it is in the now that we are able to release all the pain, all the worry, all the anger, all the fear, all the sadness. It's in the now. And if you ever struggle to find the now, just find your breath. Focus on your breath. As you focus on your breath, you will become more and more conscientious, and all the worries will just melt away. And so with that being said, It's 10:10 here, Mountain Standard Time. It's 10:11, 111. I want to wish you guys the best spring season. It has started. I hope that you make the most out of it. I hope that you really start stacking up some wins for yourself, start making some adjustments. If anybody is considering making some changes and you feel like you could use some help with that process, reach out, Greg at resultskillexcuses.com, or you can message me here. Or you could get yourself a Results Kill Excuses 1% Better Everyday Journal, Volume 1. Download the app. We got lots of resources. There's lots of resources. Thank you, Adam. I'm grateful that you were here, brother. And I'm grateful to be here. I'm so excited about this healing workshop that I'm about to jump into Saturday through next Saturday. Just, 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, just massive. I've never done anything like this group. And it's a big investment for me. And it's with a teacher, a spiritual teacher that I really trust and admire. And I'm grateful that he's based here out of New Mexico. He actually came and visited me at my home the other day. We kind of live close to each other. And I know that I'm going to be able to give back in ways that I have yet to give to you guys. I know that this is going to shift who I am, how I show up. And just be ready. Get ready. Just start stretching, start putting in the reps, start getting your morning routines dialed in, and really just fall in love with the opportunity that it is to fulfill your soul's purpose. If you've listened tonight, you're here right now. Your soul's purpose is to heal. It's to heal the emotional wounds, to transcend the lower body, the pain, and the all the difficulties, and to be free, man. Just picture yourself as an eagle, just flying, just free. And a lot of people don't feel that way. A lot of people feel real pressured right now, real nervous and anxious and stressed. And it's all right here. It's all right here. We got to clear this out. This needs to get cleared up. I know it's like everyone's up in smoke, THC heaven, Meccas everywhere. I've been clear off the THC for going on 3 years, 13 years, alcohol, sobriety. I don't do any other kind of drugs. So, right. I'm still working on overcoming temptations with food. Like fried food seems to want to get me, right? Sweets kind of want to get me, but I don't eat candies anymore, so that's huge. And I rarely eat. My other kind of thing is ice cream, but I don't eat that a lot either, or baked goods. So I'm doing really good. I'm proud of myself. I hope that you can look at yourself in the mirror and be proud of yourself too. You're worthy of that. And you have to be able to take back the power of your mind in order to start really feeling proud of yourself. You have to really overwhelm yourself. Every single day, start with positive affirmations. If you're not doing that, that's my number one life hack. What is that? I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, pleasure. A pleasure outlet. I mean, I do have a lot of pleasure, right? I mean, I find pleasure in soaking in hot springs, getting under them fountains, them hot fountains, right? I get pleasure from getting deep tissue massages, right? That's like self-care stuff. Time in nature is very pleasurable. The food though, I don't live a miserable life. I could tell you I'm extreme. I'm more happy now. I'm more fulfilled now than I ever have been before. But the fried food, it's just it seems to the problem is that the trigger for me to be tempted to eat something that's like, fried. I mean, just like French fries or fried fucking whatevers. It usually comes from I'm either feeling lonely, right? It's probably that more than anything else. If I ever start getting down on myself and I'm starting to feel lonely, which if anybody's ever heard of the lonely chapter, I'm like in the midst of that season right now. And what that lonely chapter is when you start down this healing journey, you start to change. Your energy changes, your um the things that bring you happiness change. Lots of things start to change, and ultimately you start to create a gap with the people that you connect with now, and you haven't gotten to the place where you're connecting with the people that are at that next level. So there's this gap in there, and it's a lonely chapter. Most of the time. Most of the time. I don't need a lot of French fries. I'm just telling you, there's times where I'm like, it's also kind of like a cheat meal. I mean, I'm lean, man. I'm leaner than I've been most of my life. Like, I'm more powerful than I've ever been. So, I mean, I try and maintain a pretty solid presence of a six pack as a man in his 40s, all natural. That's a big deal. And so I can't be eating too much French fries. I have enough discipline that I don't eat French fries. Like, it's not something I'm eating on a regular. I mean, even when it comes to like pizza, I've created a thing where I realize that I can be a part of eating pizza 5 times a year, which I don't know if that sounds like a lot or not, but I'm like, I shared a pizza with someone last weekend, and I think that's my first pizza of the year. I think maybe my second. I'm already on two. So I only got 3 more pizzas left in me, and then that's it. That's it. But I used to be a guy that, man, I was eating pizza every week. And I definitely had the rolls to show for that, man. Like, I look like the doughboy. So, yeah, I'm very proactive with self care. And so part of my self care is absolutely eating healthy. So I feel, garbage in, garbage out, superfood in, Superman comes out. So by eating healthier, right, it's all the things I do: eating, breath work, grounding, journaling, um, getting deep tissue massages. I love jumping in hot water. I love going on hikes, time in nature, right? Even just sun gazing. All of these things build me up so that when I do have a moment of weakness, I'm a human. I'm a soul in a human body. I'm fully immersed in my humanity. That there's just times where you just get like a craving. And the craving isn't because I need to eat that stuff. The craving will usually be triggered by like, oh man, like I'm really needing connection right now. Well, I don't have any connection, so I need some comfort food. Fuck. It's the only thing I haven't figured out how to do is how to like, I don't know. It's the journey in and of itself though is worth it. It's been worth every minute, every week, and every hour of every day that I've been on this 13-year journey. It's been worth it. Because when you heal yourself, you literally you're healing your ancestral line. You're healing this world. I was talking to someone earlier that was saying like we all have this duty to heal ourselves. Whether you want to fulfill it or not, or whether you want to just keep doing whatever you're doing, like it's up to you. You that is your free will. Right? You miss the purpose of this experience by not doing it, as I see 144 over here, but that's okay, right? As long as enough people do it, though, it shifts the world. Like, we are going to shift. Yeah, but in order to set the bar high, you got to set the bar low. Because, see, a lot of people won't start because they want to set the bar high. They want to be perfectionists. So for me to have set the bar high, it's because I learned how to set it really low to where you can literally fall over it to build the self-confidence necessary to start to overcome, right, the emotional eating. I don't know what time you came on here, but the statistics is that 40%, 40% of Americans 40% of American adults are classified as obese. It's obese. What does that tell you? That tells you, one, our food is poisoned, right? The general sense of food, the fast food, the restaurant food, all of this, man, grease, oil, fats, it's too much. And the other part of it is I believe we're eating our emotions. I think that's the biggest part of it. Do I believe in multiple lives? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, reincarnation, man. I've lived thousands of lives. So have you. Let's make this one the best life ever, though. Let's heal. It's time to heal. It's time to heal. I heard we heal 7 generations when we heal from our generational cycles. That's beautiful. Yeah, I hope so. I've had some incredible. I wish I could get into some of the incredible through breath work, some of the incredible stuff. And I've done the Akashic record readings, so I definitely believe in the past lives. I know some of the traumatic experiences that have happened to me in past lives that I'm actually healing right now through breath work. It's incredible. I was literally overcome with like this terror just in doing breath work, sober breath work, just breath work for like an hour. And next thing you know, I just start breaking down, freaking out, crying, and like total terror because I channeled myself back to a past life moment that I needed to release. I needed to release the pain from that. So that's another subject for another day. I'm going to go back to just wishing you all the best in terms of we're in a whole new season. Next up is summer, and that means the year's half over. What are you doing to really improve yourself every single day, right? Every single day, 1% better, right? It should be all about the 1% better every single day. If you haven't heard it or checked it out yet, look in the shop. 1% better everyday journal is there. I encourage you guys. It's in the link down below. It's definitely one of the most incredible journals. It makes journaling fun and easy. It makes journaling so fun and easy. Self-accountability, you get to reflect and make daily goals that are fun and go back, make monthly goals, weekly goals. And then you have a whole course being taught by me, right? From self-sabotage all the way to self-mastery over 91 days. I've invested a lot of time and energy to making that the best quality product that I can. And I know that there's a tremendous amount of value in there. You will transform who you are in 90 days. And you could start here soon and get through summer. And man, you would be pretty proud of yourself. I know I'd be proud of you. I'm already proud of you just for being here listening to this message. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I send all of you much love, joy, and peace along your healing journey. Keep believing in yourself. Keep showing up for yourself. Remember, just 1% better every single day because you know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. We'll see you on the next one. Greg's out.